you want to, no problem, absolutely. I'll tell you straight up, my name is Ferdinand Louis. My mother was Linda Louis. And coming up here does take a lot of courage. And I just wanted to think we should owe all the other speakers a little applaud, let them know, because it does take a lot of courage to come up here and express your feelings. So we just give all the previous talks a round of applause. But I'm going to wait my turn, and I see that this young lady wanted to come up and say something, so I'm going to go ahead and give her this opportunity.
Oh, I'm just sitting here.
My name is Charlene Berka. Many of you know me as Wash White, and many of you know me as being active in the community and in the political arena. I really don't know what the outcome of all this will be. I only hope that something will grow from it. I do know that we have a lot of positives and a lot of negatives going on in the tribe. Mm-hmm. It must be difficult to be a council person with ethics, to go against those who don't have ethics. But remember, we're employees of the tribe at times that we have to face program managers who benefit from that negativity, directors who benefit from that negativity. And so as tribal employees are getting the shaft. We were supposed to be trained to fill the white people's shoes, and that isn't happening. I speak directly from the department that I work in. Lynn, I wish I knew about your culture committee, your, what is it? Leadership people, because some of us didn't even hear about it. I didn't even know there was a meeting in Espila. My girl from Arizona told me. And so that's how I found out, but I was already committed. So then she went and she took in the meeting, and so she spoke from her heart, and she wanted to know, everybody had all these good ideas, but what are the outcomes going to be? We all want change, but how? The formulation is difficult. There's good counsel there, and there are others that aren't so good. I think we need strong women on our council, and we told them that at our district meeting. It's good to see this turnout because our district meetings are really lobsters. We're lucky if we get anybody there. And that was kind of ironic because Lynn was at our last one, and we hadn't had a meeting for quite a while. And she was glad that she had made her 90-day week. And so when she was talking to our council who were present, she kind of gave a little spiel about how she thought they felt about her. Well, I think when we elect council people, they have to have an A or a nay vote, a yes or a no vote, and they have to stand behind those votes, not behind closed doors, but also not to stay in their offices, not to try to avoid the inevitable. If their vote is no and they're in the minority, well, say why it's no. But by God, have that backbone and speak up. Support your decision, because you have a lot of people who voted you in there. And a lot of people support you. And when you make that decision, you better be thinking about the rest of the people instead of, like Lynn said, the personal opinion from the council next to you. And me, I do not appreciate special interests. And I want people to understand that when you do something like this, it has to be for the greater good. Keep that in mind when you move on these type of issues. Bugs has been around a long time, and he said it's a long time coming. And I think it's a long time coming too. And I want to see the outcomes. I want to see how the membership is going to benefit. I don't want to see sour grapes going on this employee or that employee or this councilman or that councilman. That isn't going to get us anywhere. Just like it was mentioned, it's the green-eyed jealousy. That's got us where we're at. Everybody's infighting. We told our council people in this Espila, and we have a right to tell them that because we vote for them, quit your petty infighting. Get along. Make decisions for everybody. So why are you guys being personal and petty And when the women want to talk, and I find it offensive, we're bitching and moaning and whining. I thought there were some really good things that were said at our district meeting, and for our council to report back to the others, oh, it was the same whiners. That's offensive. That's offensive. And like, people say, we have to have self-respect. I don't want to see anybody grandstanding. I want the young to see who walks their talk. Are these people that you're gonna, emulate? Do they walk their talk? You're influencing our young. To be caught up in things like this, you must walk your talk. You must be spiritual, you must be strong, you must be worthy, you must be clean, and you must be sober to be at our council table. Like Joan said, we all remember the walloping hangovers that we had. I sure do. I didn't want to do anything except drink Kool-Aid. And so these councils sit there, they have hangovers, you know what they've done all weekend, no rest, and they're making major decisions over millions of dollars. That's really, really scary. I think that we need a vote on our wells dam money, because I think we could find a way to spend it better than they do, wherever they is. But everybody needs to stop and think that we're doing it to ourselves because we're allowing this election process to continue the way it is. I believe that if you want to be a chair of our wonderful tribe, that you should apply for it, file for it, and run for it. And let us decide if you're worthy of that, instead of the good little boy system going on at the table. I drink with you, I run with you, I meet up with you in Las Vegas and we go to boxing. There's Facebook. Everybody knows what's going on. It isn't slander. It's on Facebook. Sue the people who put it on Facebook. Don't headhunt us to tell you. Straighten up. Yes, it's true that our youth need to grow, need to experience, but we also need wisdom back at that table. Because like Bug says, we got a good old boy system going. They kind of decide where they're going to hook up and meet, and then things go from there. But we also have council that make good decisions. And I commend the two that came tonight. I think it's really wonderful that they had the guts to show up, given what I've heard and some of the negativity of these meetings. I'm really glad that everybody's being respectful. I really am. Because, we don't need to stand up here and start picking somebody apart for their personal decisions at the table, because that one person cannot influence that table. There's 14 there. And remember, 14 are involved in the majority of 8. And I think that until we change that election process, things are going to keep continuing, we're going to be cyclic, and it's never going to get well. We're just kind of covering up a festering wound. I too am ashamed that we have a turnover in our executive directors. And I would like to know what the open door policy is for personnel issues. When they're going to decide on what they're going to do that affects all of us as employees and tribal members and our families, we need to be able to sit in there. We need to know what's going on, so none of these rumor and innuendos are running rampant, like Lynn said, and when she was saying, sleeping with somebody, all that kind of stuff, theft. Well, I said, you described half of the qualified employees that seem to get promoted. But anyways, even coming here tonight, I didn't know what to expect. I thought, well, if they're going to do a lot of thrashing, I'm going to get up and stop them. Yeah. Because we need to be proactive. We need to start thinking about what's going to come of this. What's going to come of this? What are we going to do? What are you going to do? Each of us have a part. Each of us have a part to carry on here. And I know some people don't agree with what I have to say, but I think that I'm entitled to my opinion. If I see anybody grandstanding, I'm going to call you on it, because it's not good for the people. You have to be here to help the membership in your heart, in your soul. That's what it should be about. Caring about your communities and the families that have been affected. And the employment system. We do need to get that training resolution in place. We do. People are hurting and going hungry.